Welcome back to another episode of All Things Weather with Anthony and Brody. Kind of a special edition because we're talking about that severe weather threat on tap for tomorrow. Taking a look at some headlines regarding it. Severe storms, they're likely for your Saturday. What mode? Really all modes of severe weather possible. Tornadoes, some could be on the stronger end. Damaging winds, large hail, and some flash flooding are possible. Again, all modes of severe weather. And then timing-wise, Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. And Anthony really kind of will fine-tune that timing for you, get down to it in just a minute. But taking a look at the outlook from the Nation Storm Prediction Center, kind of a big view right now, you can see a lot of us are in that level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather from Starkville to Jackson to Meridian to Hattiesburg, Natchez, places like that. And then we kind of look closer to home, kind of zoom in on our coverage area. You can see almost really half of the coverage area is split between a level 2 and a level 3 risk. And now if you're in a level 2, you're like, well, my severe weather threat is not higher. Everyone has a threat for severe weather in our coverage area, and you need to be weather aware tomorrow, have multiple ways to receive weather information, regardless if you're in the yellow or the orange colors. So fine-tune, looking at those threats that are possible tomorrow. We'll start with damaging winds, and you can see where that enhanced risk was. That's where we have the highest concentrated area for damaging winds. It's about a 30% chance. And basically what these percentages mean is 30% chance of damaging winds within 25 miles of a given point. So if I put my point on Columbus, there's a 30% chance of damaging winds within 25 miles around that point. Now, taking a look at the tornado potential for tomorrow, same area with that enhanced risk, we have a 10% chance. So again, it's, you're right, 10% chance is low. Technically not. It's, kind of an enhanced risk type of tornado potential. Again, within 25 miles of a given point is when is the percentage of the tornado. But we also look at a significant tornado parameter that we look at. And any of these color-shaded communities and counties has a kind of a higher threat for some tornadoes. And some of these could be strong. So we're talking E of 2 or greater. And then taking a look at that large hail potential, most of us are in that 15% chance for large hail. But again, hail is kind of those threats that no one really thinks about because the tornado and the damaging winds takes the show. Now, taking a look at the threats again, I put tornadoes at a medium category, damaging winds are at a high, and then large hail a medium as well, and then flash flooding a low possibility because generally these storms are going to move off to the east. Now, Anthony has got the timing. Anthony, how's the timing looking for this system for tomorrow?
Well, Brody, like you said, it's mainly going to be a tomorrow thing, morning, afternoon, going to be possible. Let's look at the storm setup because once this warm front lifts north, that's when we'll get into the severe threat. And then once this cold front passes in, that's when we exit the severe threat. And that is a wide-scale area that you were highlighting. So first, let's talk about the timing of the actual showers. That warm front will lift north and expecting showers around 10-11. Notice I said showers because I don't think we'll see a severe potential really until about 1-2 o'clock when that warm front has lifted completely north. Then around lunchtime shortly thereafter, that's going to be the first threat. Then there's going to be a main line I want you to notice off to the west that will slowly push in. This Boeing line will probably produce some damaging winds if it comes to fruition, but ahead of it, we can see any isolated cells popping up that could turn and produce a tornado and hail as well, the threats that you were talking about. Now, that'll completely push in by about just after dinner time, we should be fine. The first severe marker I want to look at is the low-level jet. This helps produce tornadoes. Once we start getting into these maroon colors back here, these brown colors, that's the strongest low-level jet. That peaks around 4 to 5 o'clock. These are 50, 60 mile-an-hour winds. Again, helping produce tornadoes, and then that diminishes right ahead of that the damaging line potential around 6 o'clock, and that is pretty much for our entire area south of 82. That pushes in, and then we end that severe threat for there. And the next thing I want to look at is instability. See how the high sensibility stays off to the south, the yellows. Normal for this time of year is the yellows and the greens staying further south. and that basically limits the severe potential. But with this system, that instability creeps up towards our area in the afternoon, and along with that low-level jet I was mentioning, highlighted in white, there is a decent amount of overlap, which is why that severe threat will exist past about 5 to 6 o'clock. Notice these are greens, these are not yellows, but usually, sometimes this time of year, we don't even get blues. So these severe threats are overlapping for a tornado threat, and then that damaging wind pushes in, and we end that threat for midnight. And the last thing I want to look at is spin potential, which is basically tornadoes. Seeing the yellows starting to develop along and south of Highway 82, aligning perfectly with the low-level jet, circled in white. So threats are overlapping here at a time frame between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock for our area, give or take an hour. So tomorrow afternoon, evening, expecting these storms push in, and then they will push out. Again, I want you to look at the threat level once again. I agree with the Storm Prediction Center, what they're saying. Along and south of 82 is going to be highest threat. Can't rule out anything north in those yellow shaded regions towards Pontotoc, Tupelo, and Fulton.